Hello everyone. Sorry about that. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Today I have the infamous task of refactoring the graphics, the way the graphics are rendered. And I'm doing that because the current way of rendering graphics only allow rendering of images, raster images. And I also need to allow rendering of vectors and custom fonts. And also I need to make way for the new animation system that I'm putting up, to be more precisely the possibility of having custom animations applied to any kind of asset, whether it's vector or raster. So this task is more like a technical task. I haven't figured out yet the way I'm gonna do this. So far I have a couple of implementations, but we're more like rough ideas. But none of them actually they work on paper, but they don't work on code. So this is why I'm gonna comment everything again here. This is just a temporary file where I just try to think about how I need my code separated. So let's do this again. Hi Vipul, what's happening? How's it going with your game? With your secret idea? Going smooth, huh? Well, I have a tough session today because I have to refactor the rendering and animation system, because apparently I cannot support custom animations for both raster and vector, so I have to reach a common interface. And I'm testing these ideas right now. Yes, sir. The last version, yes. But I cannot play it today on stream. I would like to play it on stream. Can I play it on stream? But not today. Because today I need to focus on this one. A store. You're planning big things. I thought it's just a mindless running game. Okay, so I have a vector animation here, and render is to be overridden. Update is to be overridden. And let's see. Sprite animation needs more than entity. Also needs the image. Yeah. If I can pull this off, yeah, sure, no problem, man. Thanks for stopping. If I can pull this off, I can do any animation on any object, and I can also have the animations decoupled from the actual logic of the entity, which is extremely great, a great achievement. Okay, let's see what else do we need here. if we have a common interface like I think the problem here is where do I want to pass the context? Do I want to pass the context when you create the object or when you render it? Because maybe at some point I want to change the context on which the animation is rendered. Maybe. I don't want to overcomplicate things right now. Okay, so let's say the two animation classes implement the animation class, which is pretty basic, the interface. Now, let's do a real case scenario where you have, say you have a plain text animation that you want to pull off. No, like a score animation doesn't have to be plain text. So of course I want this constructor. Oh man, I don't want the zipping bullshit. Just want this. What the hell is this? Secret project. Do I need this APK because this seems to be for this is for Android, right? Zip is for Windows APK. Okay. Secret project. Brace yourself. Okay, I get it. Up, down. Yeah, I'm doing that. So down. What the hell? It doesn't stay down. Ah, okay, I have to press. How do I do that? Yeah. Shit. Yeah, unfortunately, I think it's picked up from here. Let's see, desktop audio should be. What? Are you sure? Oh, you want me to turn the... Yeah. I'll just turn the volume down. Oh shit. Oh shit. Shit. Oh shit, man. Dude, you gotta do something about that music. I'll play more of that. But you have to do something about that. You have to at least provide a sound control there, so I can disable or enable the sound. Yeah, I know. Okay. Well, I'll get back to that in like 10 minutes, maybe. But for now, let's see. So score animation. Score animation clearly needs configuration to send. Clearly needs more data down. So if you spawn a score animation, you have to have a reason for that. Wait, you know what? Am I doing this right? Do it. Would be great. Score animation, it's not correct. This is not correct. So if I provide a score animation, So if I provide a score animation, what's the business of the state? Doesn't the state should be able to come with its own animation format, whether it's vector or sprite. Oh my god. So whether it's vector or sprite. So this should be more like a convention. This is more like a convention. It doesn't matter if I render a sprite or a vector for the render itself, because I am the one who provides the actual rendering logic, because I'm not planning, or maybe I should, I don't know, I'm not planning to abstract the rendering of a sprite, like draw image, rendering a sprite, or rendering a circle, or rendering in my case an ellipse. I don't think I want to do that, because I have custom things, like when I used to have support for mouse, for the mouse, I had a custom animation there, so I think I should be okay with this format. The only thing here is that the fact that vector animation should have some sort of configuration options. So if I do this now, what actually changes? Because it doesn't change anything. Does it decouple the I want to decouple, so I need to write this down. I want to decouple entity from sprite. I want the model entity to be free of any rendering logic. I want entity animation to be different this even correct? So I want to decouple the entity from sprite. I want to model entity. I want the model entity to be free of any rendering logic. I want entity animation to be a different entity class that should be used in the rendering process. I want to be able to update all entities but render only the ones that are dirty. And what do I want? Want to be able to apply any geometric logic to the entity animation. This is important. So I want to apply any geometric logic to entity animation. That means that the geometry entity animation. I want to apply any geometric logic to entity animation. That means that the entity animation has a precise knowledge about what it's rendering. The entity animation has a precise knowledge of what it's rendering, as in vector or sprite, and also which frame and what status. This will allow me to have a better separation on the server as well. So when I will activate the server, which will enable multiplayer, I don't have to fire up any of this rendering nonsense, because I only need update logic on the server. What will the entity animation has a precise knowledge of what is rendering, as in vector, sprite, mouse, which frame status. Great. The entity animation knows which geometric transformation class to apply to itself. And how do I do this? If the entity animation knows which geometric transformation class to apply to itself, I need a method to overload or decorate. So let's see, say I have class entity animation has public update. It has public render. And at some point somebody wants to override this. No, actually someone wants to extend it. Someone needs a mixing of entity animation. Entity animation. How do I do this? How do I override? Holy crap, this is one of the most interesting problems that I've had so far. Because I honestly don't know how to do it. Set geometry. How the hell? So let's see, stuff like drop an animation has an interface. Like I can't even have an interface for the animation. So entity animation manager, I guess. Check this out. So set geometry. How do I do this? Set geometry animation, or better, set apply, unset apply, set geometry animation. And you go and apply geometry animation. Which could be something like this. Actually, you know what? This is geometry logic. Set geometry. Geometry. So I want to apply a geometric transformation to the class. And then what does the animation do? The animation only, I guess the animation only draws. Okay, so this is custom. Draw text, circle, ellipse, whatever. But you can apply a geometry to your rendering logic. Okay, this works for vector-based animations. This works for vector-based. But what about sprites? Because sprites need... Okay, I get it. So this is the actual interface. Entity animation, which can do this. No, it's better to be abstract class. Entity animation. And you have the constructor, the geometry. Actually, you have to, I think you should set the geometry, whether it's something, whether it's a transformation or not. Because you have to know what's the type of transformation that I want to apply to my vector or sprite, and it might be none. It might be none, no transformation. So interface geometry. Logic. Yeah, I find it more easy to remember what's geometry here, because it's not the actual object, it's more like the transformations. So no matter the geometric logic that you're setting up, it could be a bogus transformation. Maybe don't transform it at all. It would be a little bit of overhead. A little bit of overhead. But I think it's worth it. And I can optimize this anyway. So So entity, geometric logic, and render needs context. What's our context here in the sprite? Context. I need a game view which needs the context. Actually, this should be public abstract. And you can implement whatever you wish here, whatever you wish, right? Doesn't matter. Something like this. Something like abstract class entity animation, and I go abstract public abstract update. Can I do this? Rest parameter cannot be optional. I think you're right. Oh wait. What if I do? Whatever. What if I do this? Well, sorry about that. I gotta see about this. Sprite entities. What if I do this? What? What happened? Class, public abstract. What happened, man? Abstract class. So I want my interface geometry logic to have an update, abstract class entity animation. I just provide a geometry logic to the animation but I also need to provide I think that this is the part where I kept choking on the things. I also need a private eye animation class. Private animation class, and I think I should be golden with this animation class. And animation class has update but what does the update? Okay, let's see. You sneeze. Oh, okay. I think I have a delay on my sound because thanks for that, because of Elgato device that I'm streaming through, and I tried to search on the internet how to configure this as best as possible, but whatever, you know. Animation class, this animation class or animation object. No, because the animation object could be mistaken by with the model. Animation class. Okay, so the geometry logic is updated, and this animation class is updated. And then that's it. Why the hell I was passing the whole view here just to get the context? Jesus Christ. And I think I found another problem here, because the rendering of a raster needs, so rendering of a sprite needs the actual reference to the sprite. But if I do this, wait a second. But wait a second. This can actually be done here without any class. What about the rendering here? Because the animation class knows how to update that specific how do I call this? So you need to render type, animation type. No, it's not animation type, is surface, is more like surface, because you're Jesus Christ. So both geometric logic and animation class they both influence the position of the actual model. This is why I don't like so normally an animation class should have all the necessary parameters to be able to render itself on the canvas, right? How is that? How is that possible? Yeah, but is he married with children? Because if you're married, you have to take the phone call. There's no other option. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if wife or kid call you or they require assistance, I interrupted myself from interviews that I had on TV just to speak with them, so I don't care. They are the first priority for me. So private geometry logic. Geometry logic, geometry transformations. Yeah. They don't call me often. They know when I'm working, and so they don't bother calling me. We have like a silent agreement. Geometry transformation. I don't talk on the phone too often, by the way. I barely use my phone. Phone and email. I barely use the email and the phone these days. Geometry transformation. Barely use the phone. I cannot imagine how it is to have stuff like WhatsApp or Facebook on the phone. I think it must be extremely distracting. Okay, send me the build. Is it the same URL? Okay, I think this makes sense now. Animation. Okay. The animation. Is this really correct to say animation? Because it only involves the sprite. So let's see, I have animation. I cannot call it sprite. Animation object, animation asset. No, it's not an asset. It's an animation something. Okay. I could test it on a tablet, but not today. I'm gonna connect the tablet next time. So maybe I can stream directly from it. Animation. Is this an animation? Is this an animation? I need some inspiration for this, for naming these. So for inspiration, I usually go to GitHub. Let's see. The hell did I do? I think I overwritten my project. Okay, so game objects, render texture. You know what? This is smart. Render texture is a special texture that allows display object to be rendered. A way of generating textures of runtime, blah blah blah. Render texture components. They kind of, I feel like they did a refactoring of the whole project because it looked different. Tile maps, tabs, sound plugin, physics particles. Animation. Oh, sorry. Animation. The animation instance contains a single animation and control. Well, I got the same concept, but it's different. Thank you. Did you do something about the sound? Cause it's gonna be annoying. Just a second. Cause that sound is... Turn it off. How? Oh, here. Okay, it wasn't rendering the first time. It's so intense without the music. What? 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 Oh, so I can only hold it for an amount of time. Not sure why I have I feel like I have frame rate problems, and I feel like the collision box, what the hell is happening with the collision? I feel like the collision box is way too bigger on the feet or something. Oh no, now it speeds up. That's why it's like that. God, no. What? No way. I'm pressing that, but I'm not getting any console. Shift. Let me check something here. Oh, I see why. My keyboard is not can I add that to the command line somehow, or maybe just let me see something here. No, it's not good. Okay, got it. So type stat FPS. Right, I got the FPS right now. Yeah, it's going steady. 60 frames. Whoa. Ah! God damn. It felt like it was lagging because of the way the character runs. So even if the the game speeds up, it doesn't speed up the animation, so it feels weird. I'm still not sure about the collision detection. What? And I also don't like that the character is leaned forward, because I don't understand what's the collision box on it. I cannot predict that. It's like he's hitting with his head. Ah, dude, no. The jump gravity has to be changed. God, come on. Yeah, I feel that like the gravity, the fact that it has a high value on the gravity doesn't help at all, because I cannot control the speed. Can I make more than 10 points in a row? Let's see. Now I'm lucky because I don't have stuff to jump over, because otherwise I'd be okay. So maximum of 11. Can I debug the collision boxes? Because I'm curious about something. Debug something. Collision. List channels. Collision. List channels. I don't know what is this. Show collision. Yeah. Doesn't work. Show collision. I don't think it didn't work for me. Okay, show collision visibilities. Do I have to force something like this? I tried that, but it doesn't work. Does it work for you? Or do I have to run that command while in game? What the hell? I don't know, collision of everything, like boxes and character. I mean, at least to be able to toggle that. Let me go back to my thing here. And current window. So back to where was I? Show collision? Really? Because I did that. You need to type it in the level, not to try. Yeah. But it's going too fast. Let's try again. Yeah. Oh, so when I crouch, I have a. I see. Ah! Shit. I think I know what's the problem. The problem is that the up and down keys are really hard to use in this combination, because you're used to press forward or backward if you are getting close to a target. I think for people, at least for people who are playing FPSs, so this is more suitable like for a mobile game. Oh shit, 14, beat that, and I have 97 coins. Swipe up and down. Yeah, swipe up and down. Kind of weird. Swipe up and down. On this perspective, are you sure? I don't know. I don't want to like. I don't want to be. I don't want to judge that, but feels a little bit weird because swiping up and down takes much time than pressing a button. You can hold the swipe. Okay, if you can hold the swipe, maybe, or maybe press above and below the character, something like that. Like you hold the tablet in landscape mode, and with one finger you press up above the screen, and with one you press down in the lower part of the screen. I don't know. I tried once an engine with my game with people playing on mobile devices, with where the character movement was powered by device rotation. So if you rotated the device, the player goes left, right, up, down, and it was a disaster. That only works on driving games. Swipe right, left. I don't know. Swipe right, left. Yeah, that might be a solution. Yeah. Just have to play it to see. Okay, so what was I doing here? Animation, geometry transformation. Here's the main question. here's the main question of this. Do I really need a new class? Because essentially what I'm doing is just passing some variables, and applying some transformation to the code, and that's it. Oh God, let me think about this. Because I'm applying transformations to the... Oh God, this is not good. This is not good. Swipe right, slow down time. Okay. Hi there, Duke the designer. I gotta be honest with you, I'm not sure if I remember you. But welcome. So Vipul, you're saying that swiping right slows down time, swiping left get the shield, get a boost of score. Man. Oh, I remember now. How's it going? How's your portfolio going? Do I have you here? Yes, I have you here. Yeah, man, I haven't forgot about this, by the way. I still need something like that. And because you're here, and I'm glad you're here, I want to discuss with you, or at least ask you, if you do drawings like this, do you also draw characters? Like, if I give you a script for a short story, like a movie story, but it's a short script, it's like only 2 minutes maximum. Can you do like frames? Let me show you how. I don't remember the exact words. Storyboards, yeah. Can you do stuff like this? Well, not like this, but like this. If I send you a raw copy of a script, can you do you also draw characters? It's good, updated it a lot. Get new painted social media and stuff. Or you're only specializing in logos and stuff like that. Let me see your portfolio, cause wow, this is nice. Is this paint? Yes, painted social media. Paint. like this one. Oh, I need this one. I want something like this for the game. Wow. Oh, I think I know this name. He's a guy that twitches a lot, and I really like the way he talks. I think I follow him, but he streams late at night, so I cannot. Oh my god, these are beautiful, man. Yeah, I could. I've never asked to, but I study game design. I have done like little bits of storyboarding. Okay, sure. Landscaping. I will need that also. I haven't forgot about you. This is why I have you here at Persons. The idea is that I have to finish the product that I'm building, and then I will take care of all the interfaces. Like if you can hang around for a second, I can show you something else. So I would need a splash screen. This is just a placeholder. Splash screen with some, and this splash screen has to be a landscape, a prehistoric landscape with 2 characters. Maybe if you don't want to draw them, drawing them like this, with the abstract shapes. I like that. And maybe do a little bit of pixel stuff, a pixel effect. Yeah, I can show you the full. I can send you the full specs after I'm done with the whole engine and idea. And this logo, holy crap, man! I need this. I need this kind of stuff for the game. Sure. I'll contact you when I'm done. Nice icons. Hype. This is so funny. Yeah, always be around. Yeah, thanks. It still doesn't have the whole assets in it. I'm still working on some of the things. It's still rough. The artist is still working on the animations, so I think at some point I will need a banner, because right now I have a shitty banner. Yeah, comic book art cover unknown. Holy crap, man. nice. Nice. Where the hell? Well, I'll log in after this. I don't know why I'm not logged in here. Yep, we're definitely going to do something after I'm done with the whole concept and I will know 100% what to ask, because I usually don't get involved into the creation process. I just write some specs and let the designer choose what they want to do. Sorry, let me see what you, I think. Yeah, sure. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, I like it. Yes. It's not in the same pixel art style that the game is done, but so the pixel art, but it's great. The pixel art for the game has a clear specification of the point has to be 2 pixels wide, like, and this is a little bit refined, but I like it. It has to be much more clear than this, because right now the characters have like 2 pixel outline, and this looks more smooth on the edges, but I like it. I like these effects, the fact that these are bouncing, exactly something like this, and the fact that you have here press start to begin, exactly my idea of things. Is this you? Holy crap, why I have 18 notification on Twitter? Let me see. Painter, blah, 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 blah. Bam. Artists. Really? The first time? Holy shit, man. You nailed it. Jesus, you post a lot of things. Here is your work. Really? You finished a Cuphead? Oh my god. Crazy. Let's see again that. Holy crap, man. 9.5. Good job, 9.5. Jesus. It's 10 out of 10. Okay. Yeah, you're active on Twitter. I'm not anymore because... Yeah, I figured it out. I'm not so active on social media anymore because I think it's irrelevant for what I'm doing here. I already know my market and I don't want to lose time on social media. Okay, so again, anyways, thank you for dropping by and reminding me I haven't forgot about that, but it will take some time, before, at least 4 months before I have everything ready. Okay, so entity animation should be like animation entity or entity animation, animation entity, animation entity. Yeah, it's like, it's, I don't have much to show right now because I have removed the NPCs. Maybe I have removed the NPCs for now. It's the same concept. It's a game for kids, dinosaurs roaming around. The players can pick and eat food. They can also drop bombs. Oh, that is loud. Thanks for dropping by. Okay. Entity animation. I feel like this has to be the entity that represents the fact that you can render the entity that belongs to the render class, or how should I call this? So you have the animation, we have the transformations. Transforms. Okay, so these entities will be used to exclusively for rendering, right? So when you're basically the code would be for entities by whatever entities, let entities you would have entities update, and then of course entities, you would have render entities, maybe animation update. So if entities y is dirty, you would also update the animation, right? Is dirty. Is dirty doesn't apply to my specific case, but maybe something like needs update or something like that. Yeah, animation. Animations. how can a state modify the animation? Can a state modify the animation? So let's say the player gets hit somehow and he has to bounce back. We have a transformation for that. We have an animation of the sprite. And how do I tell the animation that I needed to change its transformation class? So the geometry is applied to the body, and the body belongs to the entity. So the geometry actually needs to stay tied up to the entity. This way, when a state, when a specific state occurs that, let's say, might bounce the player back, then that state has to be able to modify the way the player behaves on a body level, because his body is going to bounce, not only the sprite will just follow, because the sprite has a different animation. So it's just like in this case, it bounces, but the sprite also can have a different animation, like rolling over or maybe burning the fuse like it's now doing. So that's a pretty interesting conclusion right there. Holy crap. This is the geometric transformation. E transform belongs to entity. Belongs is not correct. We will apply on entity body. A state can change, can introduce a new geometric transform to, so a state can introduce a new geometric transform. Actually, I realized I have two problems. Geometry transformations, and the second one is raster, no, right vector. Okay, so geometric transform will apply on entity body. A state can introduce a new geometric transform to the animation cycle to the body X, Y. Okay, so actually a geometric transform geometric transform ultimately only influences X body X and body Y. Okay, state can introduce a new geometric transform to body. Okay, to body. Okay. And this is it. And now the next part. So it's good that I've broken it down into two real problems. Okay, so first step, understand your problem. Second step, solve your problem. break it down and solve it. Sprite vector rendering. The problem here is that entity needs a common entity needs a common animation class, animation object. I'm back to the naming convention. Let's get some inspiration from here. So animation, texture. Do they consider texture anything? Like texture? Texture is more like, to me, it's more like something that is made out of bitmap pixels, and ultimately the vector is made out of bitmap pixels, right? But sprite, rope, video, text, style, sprite, button, bitmap, angle, animation, component, animation, component, no, sprite, texture, I could call that ultimately needs a okay, refactor entity dot sprite to entity dot I just said that I won't have this on entity because I don't want to tightly couple this. Refactor. Okay, first step. Remove entity sprite. Do I remove it? Okay, if I move this elsewhere, and I where do I put this? Create how the heck am I gonna call this? So it's a sprite and a vector. Master vector abstract. I could have something like that. It's a texture, right? Texture, Wikipedia. Texture. Movement in computer, visual arts. So I think it's more like a render entity. Because it's an entity that you have to render. Create render entity that has the same interface for vector and sprite. Okay. So I have to do this. Then I have to do this and this. Does this formatting work? Yeah, it works. Okay, so we decouple the sprite from from this. need to decouple these. The rendering is rendering the walk. It's rendering the walk. Rendering the walk inside the game state. This is not correct because it shouldn't be able to, the state shouldn't know about anything about rendering. Should only be concerned with the current state. But I still have to find a solution to pass the sprite status. And what's interesting here is that sprite status is like the state, but it's like a sub-property of state. Like you can be walking, but I can also provide the exact state where I'm walking. I'm walking up, down, left, right, attacking from up, down, left, right. So this is important for sprite, for the sprite to know what to render exactly. Interesting. Okay, so we create render entity is the same interface for vector and sprite. Interface for vector and sprite. Okay. So besides the state, I should have this other property, state. So you have the state name, walk, but I should also have like state state child name. State child. And state name equals lock, and state child name could equal walk left. And this is important. This is needed in the render entity. Render entity. This is important in render entity with sprite. I'm not sure how I'm gonna call that. Okay, so once I'm done with the refactoring, I have to create store create render. Oh, this is interesting. I really like this. So I could potentially create entities that are just there to be rendered and not to be updated. So I could create an entity like rain, and when it's you cannot have interaction with rain, right? You cannot interact with rain, but it will be somewhere on the map. So if I have a cloud that is raining on top of the players, that cloud might not be a fully blown entity that needs to be interacted with or has logic attached to it. Maybe it's just an entity that is there for just for display. Create render service to store all the render entities. Okay. I think I'm gonna need a pre-render initialization. What do you call that? Pre-render initial. Whoa, this is interesting. So this is about render. This is a huge story, actually. I didn't expect it that this. I was expecting decoupling the update loop for the from the render loop much early in the series, like in the episode 2. But now I see this is a necessity because you're not supposed to render everything. Maybe not necessarily decoupling them in the beginning, but I mean, of course you can have the same loop with all the entities, but once you have only entities that don't have update and have only render render qualities like render class, we'll see about this. So we need add. Do we really need to duplicate this? Let me think about this. We need create. We definitely need an initialization, like create entity, create entity. Add entity. Once you create it, you can add it. Okay. Nice. Add it in there. I'm not sure if adding should be a process like this. Let me think about it. So you need to add an entity. I'm not sure about this. Maybe just a simple storage, a simple service that but it depends because it depends in what direction this goes. Maybe it goes into completely separating the update loop from the rendering loop. So we'll see about that. Okay, then move entity. Entity ID. Okay. Okay. And after creating this service, we add this update loop to the actual loop. Okay. I need to add this to my current so first of all I need to do this and this will be not in this milestone. And after this we can go fully blown with the rest of the things, but first we have to refactor this relationship, and then we can drag again the instabomb power up the scores, because we are actually doing this because of the scores. Okay, was an interesting session today, although we didn't code really that much. At least I reached some conclusions to be clarified when I will start coding this tomorrow. The decoupling, the geometric transformations, the refactoring, and the new service, the new rendering service. That's it on my part. I'm really tired. Thank you for watching. See you later.